this is very special. I'm going to show you something that not many people get to see. But before I do, I'd like to tell you what it was like when I first came in here into the auditorium for Wicked. It was like seeing a NASA launch pad. Believe me, I cannot believe it. In all the shows I've done, it just took my breath away. Come with me, little sneak preview. Come this way, and you will see just some of the laptops, the computers, all the wizardry that goes on to actually make Wicked what it is. You've got lighting, you've got sound, you've got all the technical things that actually go bump in the night, and they're all here right in front of you that we use while we're doing the tech runs.
One of the things that Eugene Lee and I, the production designer, and I did when we started was when we thought about the Emerald City, you know, we were working with our environment, which was inherently very dark and kind of mean, and we wanted the Emerald City to be exactly the opposite. So really the only time that we use green is in the Emerald City. It's reserved exclusively for that. And the idea was to make it as absolutely green as possible and to do it with light. So actually there's not really any piece of scenery that's green at all. It's all green lighting, from the cyclorama in the back to the hundreds and thousands of points of light, green LEDs that are embedded within the scenery, and then all the splashy costumes, of course, are all different shades and textures and fabrics of green.
Oh, it's awe-inspiring. The technical design of this show, for a start, you know, all those external things that all come together to assist our performances, that we all work together with, is thrilling.
I was bawling. I was pathetic, but it was so beautiful that I couldn't help it. I was just like, oh my gosh. Every single set change that we've seen over the last, week and a half, people are coming out the front and seeing it happen before our eyes. They let us see it before we actually have to do it, and it's just magical.
I hear she has an extra eye that always remains awake.
I hear that she can shed her skin as easily as a snake. I hear some rebel animals are giving her food and shelter.
I look at some of my costumes and think, well, they must have cost a lot of money, and they're all beautifully, hand beaded and hand sequined, and the detail of these costumes is so beautiful.
This is a costume area backstage, which, if you just take a look at the amount of work that is here with all the different colours and different textures, this particular part here is one person's costumes for the show. Now, at any one time, they have got something like about 7, 8 to 10 costume changes, of which they have to come back here, and they have probably 15 seconds to get from one outfit to the next outfit. There are 16 dresses doing that to a bunch of people as well. It's not just that, it's the shoes and the wigs and everything that goes along with it. Now, if you're in the beginning part of the show, it's all set from one end to the other so they know exactly where things are going. They move to a quick change area up on the next level as well, where they also do the very, very quick changes. But if you look at some of the quality in this, it's exactly as it was in New York. In fact, so much so that the Americans have come out here and made sure that we're in place. The textures and the quality of the material has come from all over the world. My costume as the wizard was actually made in London. It was a little Savile Row tailor who got me over there and put me into the costume, which was hysterical. But I cannot believe, when I sat up and saw it for the first time, just how much detail there is in these costumes. And the reason for that is, I think if you sat in the back of the dress circle and you looked at the show, if it wasn't there, you'd miss it. But you can't really see it. You just see the quality. You just see the overall picture. This is the percussion room. Now, this is something that I've never seen before in all my years in the entertainment business, backstage. But this is a room because all these instruments, well, most of them have been imported from overseas with a specific reason for absolutely everything. I don't know what half of these things actually do, but John, who is the percussionist, sure does. Wonderful, wonderful exotic sounds that actually enhance Wicked the way that we actually know it. In New York, it's actually staged 7 floors up away from the theatre. This is actually across the way from the orchestra pit because of the volume. We've got monitors here that actually tied in with the musical director, Kelly Dickerson, who's in the pit, so she can conduct the whole show. And he's actually stuck in this room because of the sound that he'd be able to get.
I went to New York and I paid squillions of dollars just to get in to see this show, and I thought it was beautiful. And then a couple of months ago I was there working on the score with Stephen in New York and sitting in the pit and thinking, wow, this extraordinary thing, and I'm a part of it and I get to conduct that. So, I mean, I suppose I've always conducted as a woman, so I just take it as a matter of fact. But it surprised me as well, and I think it's a wonderful thing, and Stephen was saying I'm the first woman to conduct this around the world, so I'm very excited, very privileged.
Sleep on the earth, she falls below.